me discuss this topic, okay? So our lesson for today is our module 1 about lesson 1, Introduction to Media and Information Literacy. Okay, so on the first part of your module, that's let's recall, and I would like to ask you to state a word that best describes the picture below. Yeah, yeah. Okay, can you give me a word?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Baguio.
Social media po, sir.
It's about social media. Why do you say so?
Ano po, sir, parang may mga involved po kasi na mga gadgets, sir. Tapos parang nowadays yung mga tao ngayon, parang mas ano na sila sa social media po. Ayun, sir.
Thank you very much. That's a good answer. Please write your answer on your module, okay? Next, Gabrentina.
Technology, sir.
Technology. Why do you think the word technology best describes the picture? Yes.
Because my laptop, sir, my phone, my tablet, which is we all know that is part of the technology, and kaya po siguro siya may tawag dito, may cancel, sir, kasi meron pong good effects ang technology sa atin, and meron din po siyang bad effects sa atin.
Wow. Okay, thank you very much, Gaventina. How about the others? What one
Ako po,
word?
sir.
Oh, yes. Oh, ikaw na
Sir,
ikaw. Celedonio.
May nakikita po kasi akong cancel na sign sa mga parang mga technology. Kaya po, ang word po na maide-describe ko dyan ay imprisoned po. Kasi having not sufficient awareness about the happenings in the world because of the absence of any form of information literacy feels like being captive or imprisoned po.
Taray. Very good. How about Hermoso?
Misuse of gadgets, sir, by false information, sir, po. Yung sagot ko.
One word. What one word?
False information po.
False information. Okay, go. Misinformation. Okay, go. Why did you use misinformation or false information?
Yun nga po, sir, gaya po ng sabi ni Ate Yana kanina, technology has its advantages, but it also has its disadvantages, sir. Kasi may nakita po kasi akong article, tas naka-cancel po yung mga gadgets.
Okay, very good. How about the others? Boys naman.
Right.
Yes, Peñaflor. Kim.
The one word that I describe that picture is restriction, sir.
Why restriction?
Kasi sir, kung naka-base po tayo sa picture, there are many gadgets there, and just like Hermoso said na may isang fake news na nakalagay dyan, sir. Pwede po nating gamitin yung information, or we can use information, but there's a restriction, or you have to restrict yourself, especially kapag alam mo na po yung fake news na yun. Kung fake news po ba yun or hindi.
Antaray. Very good, Kim. Okay, how about the others? Boys. Other boys. Want to join the conversation? VJ. VJ, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What one word can you describe? What one word can you use to describe the picture?
The word that I described, the picture below, sir, is gadgets. Because I see some gadgets, sir. But
Uh-huh.
yes, sir. But for me, sir, maybe it has a disadvantages because it has a cancel sign and a positive.
Very good. Okay, so that is the thank you for your answers, for your words that best describe the picture. Yeah, I agree with the word restrictions. I agree with all your words because that is your own perception. But the key word that I want to emphasize is the word restriction. Okay? So thank you very much, Kim, for that wonderful word. So let's explore. Okay, so we have here two headlines. Can you read that for me? Can you read those two headlines, Galvez? The
Sir,
first headline says,
Philippines President calls Clinton a mad cow and Trump a scumbag.
okay, thank you very much, Galvez. How about you, Hebres? Hebres, yeah. May microphone ba si Hebres? Unmute muna, Hebres.
Yes, sir. Sorry po
Yes,
nag-aang.
okay. Okay, okay, okay. The second banner headline.
Um, Confirmed, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte dies after short illness.
Okay, thank you very much. Did you believe these news items were true, Hebres?
No, sir. That's basically bias. I think a biased information about politicians, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. How about Galvez? Did you believe the um, headlines you just read?
Sir,
Yes.
sorry sir, pero wala pa akong idea about that po, sir. Pero
Did you believe the ano? Did you believe it?
I think sir,
You just you don't know if it's true or false, so you just believed it.
I don't know sir, pero
You don't know.
opo sir.
Okay. So let's hear from Hebres. How did you know that this is false information?
Sir?
Yes. How did you know that these are false information?
Because some newspapers rely on biased information, and um yesterday I saw Sara Duterte um with Lord what
Velasco.
Lord Velasquez. They're accompanying each other with the position, sir. So I think that's really ano, sir. That's really a biased information, sir. That's ano.
Okay. Thank you very much, Maria Hebres. Okay. So are all news and information on the internet true? Why or why not? Lutaw.
Sir, pwede po paulit ng question?
Are all news and information on the internet true?
Um,
Why do you say so?
no, sir.
Yes, how can you say that?
Sometimes, ito, sir. Sometimes, sir, all, ano? Nakalimutan yung sasabihin ko. Nakalimutan ko, sir.
Ano, that's okay. Live kasi tayo kaya nangyayari talaga 'yan. Anybody who wants to help Lutaw?
Ako
Yes
po,
po.
sir.
Yes,
Sir,
Saladonyo.
sir.
Yes, Saladonyo. Wala siya. Okay, Sereno. Okay, yeah.
Can you hear me po, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay po. For my own perspective po, I don't think that all infos or news are true. Because po for
Aha.
me, it's so easy po to create fake news or just one-sided or biased news nowadays. Fake
Aha.
news po are scattered in tabloids, news, and po sa mga social media platforms natin. Parang gusto lang po nila mag-good time minsan or parang minsan sobrang bias ng news na halata naman po hindi true, wala po silang fact, mga ganun po.
Taray. Very good. Okay, how about Kim Peñaflor? Would you like to say something?
Sir, for me, all the information on the internet was not true. Not all. Because
All? All?
not all, sir, true.
Not all are true. Okay, good.
Because if you see the other news, it seems accurate, but it is downright false because I noticed in the articles, some articles are very outrageous and biased, sir, to deceive the eye of the people who see the news to destroy and lure into lure the readers, sir. But if you conduct a research about that article or news, malalaman mo, sir, na kung fake po siya or hindi.
Taray. Okay, let's go back to Celedonio. Celedonio, would you like to say something?
Yes po, sir.
Yeah, I want to hear your thought about this.
I think po not all news and information on the internet are true po. Kasi considering the fact that anyone can hide their identities on internet is one of the reason why not all news and information in the internet are true. How can someone believe in a news that an anonymous and not trusted page or person leak? Yun lang po.
Taray. Ba't ka galit?
Hindi po, sir.
Joke lang. Hindi, joke lang. Okay. Very good si magaling magsalita sa Ledonyo, may point tapos strong ang personality. That's a good characteristic of a person who wants to want to communicate well. Okay, yes, Cabrera.
I think no, sir. Not all news and information on the internet are true. Kasi sir,
Yeah.
sometimes kasi sir, they make it sound more serious or funny than it really
Uh-huh.
is. Sometimes then sir, they don't give us enough information. Yung hindi po nila nilalahat. Minsan, yun po, as they said kanina. Meron pong bias, yun po sir, yun po yun.
Very good. Okay, very nice sharing. Okay, next, our third question is, as a student, how can you avert or avoid these fake news? Romeo. Yes, Romeo. How can you avoid fake news? As a student, Aba, may problema yata sa audio ni Romeo. Aba,
For me, sir, as a student, I can avert fake news in my community by means of giving awareness to them that they must know first if that if the source of that news is licensed or legal, and knowing more about the news by searching other articles about it. And in that way, I suppose I can avert fake news in my community. That's all, sir.
Taray. Okay, that is one way, no? Cross-referencing. How about Rachel Covida?
Sir,
Ang
you
hangin sa
can
Boracay. Oo. Yes, Rachel. Ito nga, ang hangin sa Boracay. Go.
actually know if it's true. As a student, you should be aware and um, you should not really trust someone very easily. And you should be, you should, as what our classmate said earlier, we should gather research. So,
Very good. Okay. You should you should be vigilant, no? You should be more vigilant on the information by cross-referencing, by doing research and everything, and you should not trust everyone. Parang may issue sa pag-ibig si Jubida. Charot lang, charot lang. Yes, Hebres. Nag-unmute
Sir,
ka. Aha.
I think sir, uh, check before you share. Take
Aha.
the extra few seconds to look over the source and or go read the article in full to make sure the title accurately reflects the content and that the site is reputable. That's all, sir.
Very good. Okay. Madalas kasi pre-data yung iba, no? Tapos anong nangyayari, hindi na nila nababasa yung full article or kung saan galing. Tapos share sila ng share. Tama ba ako doon? Yung bang ibig mong sabihin, Hebres? Ano yan? Tama ba doon, Hebres?
Yes, sir. Share lang ng share, hindi binabasa.
Correct. Kasi naka-free data. Hindi na nababasa yung buong article. Anybody who wants to share more information about this? Yes, Baguio.
Yes,
Aha.
sir. As a student po, sir, we should rely and trust news from TV and updates only from trusted sources such as radio, TV, newspapers, and official pages.
Taray, very good. Mga
Yes,
official,
sir.
Tapos,
Apo, sir.
correct. Lagi mong i-check yung yung dulo niya, yung domain. Correct, yung domain. Pag .com, that is parang com is commercial. Anybody can have it, like wikipedia.com. Ang .com, if anybody can access that and everything. Like, pag .com yan, ang mangyayari is nai-edit ng kung sino-sino that makes it less reliable. Tama ako? So, pag binisit niyo yung wikipedia.com, pwede yung i-edit yung content nun, no? And then you can create fake information about it. Okay? Lahat ng mga .com. Okay? Commercial. Parang divisoria. Ang information can be edited by anyone. Okay? .com. So we should read articles na lang sa mga .gov, government, o ano pa, .lib, library, no? Yung mga dulo, makikita mo yan sa dulo kung reliable ang magiging information, no? By checking the domain of the information, domain of the website. Okay? Any question? I guess habang nagdi-discuss tayo dito, sinasagutan nyo na rin yung ating modules. You can write your answers on the module. Okay? Next, let's elaborate. The internet and social media are digital platforms that can be a boon or a bane, meaning to say it can be of help or it may give you false information, not only to you but to the people in the society in general. They are avenue whereby information or misleading information can spread rapidly. It can be circulated like in a matter of seconds, no? In a blink of an eye, all information are spread throughout the country. And given the rapidity by which information And those media information illiterate, no, less literate, I mean, can consume this information, false information, no, and the stake is very high. So, with the staggeringly increase of internet and social media users, it is indeed worthwhile to look into this matter. That's why the UNESCO and the other organization included the study of media information literacy, one of the core subjects in all schools. Okay, so but before these false information are spread rapidly or communicated to us rapidly um, because these people are very skilled, no, in communicating false information. So, but before we proceed with that, let us discuss first the following. Communication. What is communication? Somebody to please read. Cornejo.
Ah, sir, hello po.
Yes. What is communication?
Communication refers to people or groups of people imparting of exchanging messages through speaking, writing, gesture, or even using other symbolic forms by utilizing a variety of channels for sending and receiving. The exchange of information and expression of feeling that can result understanding, the process by which message of information is sent from one place or person to another or other message itself, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Going to put you on hold. What's that? Mute. Ay, wait. Okay. So communication is an exchange of idea. When you say exchange, when you say something, there must be a feedback, okay, or action after for the effective communication to happen. When you say something, you deserve to have, no, an exchange of information by it can be verbal or non-verbal. But what are the types of communication? We have nonverbal communication and we have verbal communication. So when we say nonverbal communication, it refers to the appearance, the body language, the sounds, and everything. While verbal communication involves the use of words through oral or written. Verbal communication, in which message is transmitted verbally, communication is done by word of mouth and a piece of writing. Word of mouth and a piece of writing. Verbal communication can be in oral or written form. Okay, so verbal communication can be oral or written. For oral, we have face-to-face conversation, we have speech, no? We have telephonic conversation, we have video, we have radio, television, voice over the internet. Okay, so we have also verbal communication that is written through printed or handwritten message, email, letter, report, memo, etc. Okay, so those are types of communication. Nonverbal communication, on the other hand, is any communication without word of mouth, spoken words, conversation, and written languages. Nonverbal communication happens through signs, colors, gestures, body language, or any facial expression. Okay, so these are the primary elements and the process of communication. So number one, there must be a source. When we say source, this is the person or a thing attempting to share information. The source can be a living or non-living entity. When we say living entity, these are people, the animals, and everything. But non-living, how about non-living entity? Can you give me a non-living entity that can share information? Okay, I will give you an example. Books. Okay, Celedonio.
Newspaper po.
Very good. Galvez.
Magazine.
Gabrentina.
Yes, sir.
News ano? Where?
On television, sir.
Very good. Okay, another. BJ.
Toys, sir.
Okay, Peña Flor.
Encyclopedia, sir.
Very good. Romano.
Internet, sir.
Very good. Rodolfo.
Radio broadcast, sir.
Very good. Another one. May nagtaas pa na. Yes, Sereno.
Dictionary, sir.
Very good. Hermoso.
Website, sir.
Hebres.
Atlas, sir.
Aba. Yes, Aba.
Letters, sir.
Very good. So those are the non-living entity that can be source of information. Thank you very much for joining that. Ano yun? Quick question. Next, we have the message. Okay, the second element is the message. At first glance, the message is simply the information you want to communicate, but it goes deeper than that. Communication theories examines message from a semiotic perspective, where the study of signs and symbols and how the meaning is created through them. That and note that it is not the study of meaning, just how the meaning is being created. Okay, so what do you mean by this? The message itself, the word can have different meaning if joined by other nonverbal communication. Okay, the meaning of the message depends on the other elements. For example, you can observe this sa mga gays, no? They can say, "Well, ang ganda mo. Ganda mo ah." Ganon. Hindi naman niya sinasabi, literally, na maganda yon. Maganda yung isang taong yon or maganda talaga siya. Like, sinasabi niya na, wow, ang arte mo. Juicy ka pa dun sa nagka-actress siya. Ang gwapo na, diba? Ang ganda mo. No, it doesn't refer to the physical appearance of a person, but rather, it gives another meaning to that. Okay? Can you give me another example? Gabrentina. Wala. Okay. So next na tayo. Next is encoding. When we say encoding, it is the process of assembling the message, the information, ideas, and thoughts into representative sign with the objective of ensuring that the receiver can comprehend it. Communication is only established when it results in both the source and the receiver understanding the same information. Meaning to say, the encoding is the how you are going to design the message. For example, if I'm going to teach with kindergarten students, I'm going to put my instructions in a very colorful materials, no? Because these kindergarten students are attracted to beautiful colors, no? So I'm going to design my information based on or taking consideration the background of my audience. For senior high school student, I'm not going to prepare baby-like materials na hindi nyo na ma-appreciate kasi hindi naman na kayo bata. you might think na ay our teacher treats us like baby, 'di ba? So it's not appropriate. So the appropriateness of presenting your message is ano is needed. Okay. So another element is the channel. When we say channel, it is an encoded message that is conveyed by the source through a channel. There are numerous channel categories. There are verbal, non-verbal, personal, non-personal, etc. A channel could be the paper on which words are written or the internet acting in the client-server model that is allowing you to read these words right now. Channel is anything that you use to transfer information. Okay? Anything that you use. Your channel can be through internet. Okay, so your channel is internet. Your channel of expressing your love to someone, for example, is through harana. Okay, so that is your channel. The medium that you use or the media that you use is the channel or through. Okay, through the material. Okay, so what is the channel of a journalist? Hebres, what is the channel of journalists? Or what are the channels of a journalist? Okay, anybody can answer? Hermoso.
Newspaper, sir.
Very good. What else?
News broadcasting, sir.
Very good. And radio broadcast through radio. The channel can be paper or the channel can be broadcasting. Okay? Next, what is the channel of a painter? Lutaw.
Yes, sir.
What is the channel of a painter?
Ano po, sir? Yung channel of ano po?
Painter.
Tain?
Painter. Pintor.
Painter? Dictionary, sir.
Yung yung draw, yung artist, Lutaw. Anong channel niya?
Wait lang, sir.
Sir, can I help?
Yes,
Can I help?
you can help.
Canvas, sir.
Canvas, very good. What else? Kenya floor.
Sir. Sketch, sir.
Sir. Sir.
Yes, Lutaw.
Sir.
Yes. Lutaw.
Sketchbook po, sir.
Sketchbook, very good. So those
Sketchbook
are the
po.
channels of a painter. Yes, Aba, would you like to add something? Yes? Aba?
Ano sir, nasabi na lahat.
Ano sabi na lahat? Okay. What is the channel?
Sabi na po yung sabihin.
Ah,
Okay na.
sige. Okay. What is the channel of a musician? Oh, ang dami niyan ah.
Sir, pwedeng guitar.
Yes, guitar. Very good. Thank you very much, Balyota. Another.
Flute.
Sir.
Flute. Okay, what else?
Instruments.
Piano. Okay, so
Microphone, violin.
microphone. Very good. Those are the
Order.
tools. Thank you very much for your sharing. So those are the tools that the artists use, the musicians use. Okay, so those are the channels. You get now what channel is?
Yes, sir.
Yes, channeling. Okay, next we have the decoding. When we say decoding, It isn't appropriate that you can just as easily fill the role of decoder as you can be an encoder. This is where listening and reading directions carefully makes it claim to fame. Decode with care, my friends. As we discussed in encoding, communication is only successful when it results in both the source and the receiver understanding the same information. So the decoding is the skill of the listener, how he is going to understand the message that you want, that you encoded, no? So like what I said, when you encode, when you ready your information, make sure that the decoding skill of the listener is appropriate or ready to your information. Okay, so the decoding skill is the background of the person who is going to receive that. How is he is going to um, how is going to interpret, okay, the message through the channel. Okay, you have the message, you encode through the channel effectively, and then decode it. Okay. So, yung iba natutuwa sa mga singer. Okay? Yung iba natutuwa sa sa rock music, no? While others don't. Okay? Gabentina, anong mga genre ng music ang gusto mo?
Ano sir, mga R&B, hip-hop, rock music sir, nakikinig din po ako.
Correct. Okay, pares tayo. I love rap music, yung mga nag-rap, no? Kasi nalalaliman ako sa yung mga malalalim na yung may figurative language na rap. Usually kasi mga rap, ang daming mga figurative language na ginagamit.
Yes,
That's what
sir.
I enjoy. When I read, gusto ko yung mga figurative language kasi I can give my own interpretation. Okay? It depends on my knowledge. How am I going to understand the message based on my experience, etc. Okay? Next is the receiver. Ultimately, the message delivered to the receiver. The good communicator takes the receiver's preconception and frame of reference into consideration. How they will react where common ground is shared, their sense of humor, their moral conduct, etc. When we say common ground, meaning to say, if you are a senior high school student and you want to talk with a kindergarten student, you cannot talk about calculus with them, or you cannot talk about media information literacy with them because they cannot understand that. You don't have what you call the common ground. Okay? So kung nanliligaw kayo, for example, inaalam nyo muna kung ano mga hilig niya, ano yung mga gusto niya para meron kayong pag-uusapan. Tama? Correct, kasi pag hindi nyo inaral muna yon sa iyong taong gusto, wala kayong common na pag-uusapan, then it's a goodbye. No conversation at all. Okay? So, take consideration then those things. Next, we have the feedback. A feedback is a reaction or response to your message. You cannot tell that the communication is successful without feedback or no effect. Okay? So it is very important that uh, feedback is very important for you to know that you are understood. Okay? Minsan pag nakamute lahat kayo, walang feedback akong naririnig. Like, ano nangyari? Naintindihan ba ako and everything? Ganun. Kaya mahalaga, nagpi-feedback din tayo. Kaya minsan nga, nagpapalakpak na lang ako sa sarili ko, tumatawa ako sa sarili ko, mga ganyan. No, para hindi man kayo naka-react agad, ako na lang nag-react sa sarili ko. Sana all, di ba? Okay. Next, we have also the context. The context is very important. It is the environment. Okay? Context is the environment of the message. So, for example, you are in a church, you cannot discuss jokes, no, sa mga church because that is not appropriate place for that. You cannot
Yes.
you cannot talk about silly things at school and during classes because that is not an appropriate uh, context for that. Okay? When you say context, ba't ka magbibiro kung yung kaibigan mo hindi na seryoso yung pinag-uusapan tapos nagbiro ka? O no? 'Di ba? Out of context na 'yon. Okay. So,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
yeah, that's why very important that you study the context, no, ng pinag-uusapan para in ka lagi, hindi ka na out of place. Okay, our next topic is the communication models. First, we have the Laswell's communication model. Laswell's communication model was developed in 1948 by Harold Laswell. So he has these following elements: the sender, the message, the medium, the receiver, and the effect. So we have here the kind of communication with this is uh, unidirectional. When you say unidirectional, it is one direction only. So this is like boss communication from the boss to the subordinates. For example, the sender is the boss. He's going to write the message, mag-uutos siya. Ang gagamitin niyang medium o yung channel niya is through memorandum. Ito yung utos. Okay? Then, the receiver is going to read it and the receiver must follow as an effect because that is an order. Okay? So hindi siya pwedeng magsalita hindi siya pwedeng magsulat doon sa sender because that is an utos. No needed ano response na letter or message. Just follow. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes po,
our
sir.
next, yes, thank you very much. Our next model is the Shannon-Weaver model. Okay. When we say Shannon-Weaver model, we have the sender, the encoder, the channel, the decoder, and the message. Okay, so supposedly, the sender, my example is me as your sender, and I'm going to encode the message through PowerPoint presentation. Okay, baka mas matuwa kayo kung lalagyan ko ng Boracay, background yung sarili ko. Okay, makikita ninyo ako, kunwari, nasa Boracay, kaya nag-Boracay outfit din ako. Ganyan, baka ma-appreciate nyo, di ba? Sana all na-appreciate. Anyway, kaya ginawa, in-encode ko siya yung aking communication process through that medium. Okay? Okay, so my channel now is through Google Meet. And then, decoder, I suppose na binasa niyo na yung ating module beforehand. That's why nakakapag-interact kayo. Kaya, my manner of talking with you now is conversational, and that is the message. But sometimes, dito sa Shannon-Weaver model, ang pinaka-importanting element ay yung noise. Let us consider always the noise. Sometimes, ang noise can be of many kind. Okay? There can be physical noise. Are you writing down? We have the psychological noise. We have also the physiological noise. Pag sinabi nating physical noise, ito yung mga nagaganap sa environment na noise. Example ng noise, yung tunog ng manok, tunog ng aso, tunog ng nanay na nag-uutos, bumili ka ng yelo! Di ba? May tunog ng kapatid na, Kuya, tulungan mo ako sa module ko. Okay, di ba? Narinig ko yung nanay mo naman, nag-uutos. Sino yan? Di ba? Yan yung mga noise, physical noise. Okay? Na naririnig nating natural. Cabrera, mute. May noise. Okay? Yan ang
Sorry, sir.
physical noise, okay, na tinatawag natin. Sometimes, nawawalan ng internet, nadi-disconnect. Ang dami ko nakikita kanina. Ganito is, ganito left the group, left the meeting, ganon. Okay? Na-disconnect. Ang tawag doon, physical noise. Okay? Next noise natin ang psychological noise. Ang psychological noise is any agam-agam sa iyong pag-iisip, no? Ano yung mga psychological noise? Pinagalitan ka, masama ang loob mo. Ngayon, nagdi-discuss ako, hindi mo ako maintindihan kasi iniisip mo, bakit ka pinagalitan? Nag-break kayo. Hindi ka ngayon makakonsentrate sa klase natin. Bakit? Kasi iniisip mo, saan ka nagkulang? Psychological noise yan, okay? Nag-aano tayo, nag-discuss tayo, no, ngayon. Tapos iniisip mo, ay hindi ka nakapag-prepare sa ating discussion ngayon kasi hindi ka nagbasa ng module, okay? So, iniisip mo, baka tawagin ako, hanggang di ka na nakinig sa aking klase ngayon, kaya meron kang psychological noise. Next nating noise, ang tinatawag nating physiological noise. Physiological. Spell physiological, Okiyas. Charot lang. Okay. Physiological noise is Physiolodical. Physiological noise. Pag sinabi natin physiological noise, ito yung mga nararamdaman natin sa katawan. Okay? Mga physical. Okay. Masakit ang ulo mo. That is physiological noise. Masakit ang ngipin mo. Physiological noise. You cannot easily understand or comprehend a thing na may nararamdamang kang sakit sa katawan. Okay? Physiological noise. Okay? Or ano kaya? Yung nanay mo nasa tabi mo, tapos ano ba to? Pinapalo ka kapag hindi ka nakasagot dito sa klase natin. Physiological. Namimisikal siya, day. O, di ba? So that is our Shannon-Weaver model, the introduction of noise. Take consideration of the noise, okay? Next, we have the Wesley-McLean's model. The Wesley-McLean's model is has the following component. Okay, the source, environment. Alam na natin yung source, alam na natin yung environment. Next natin ang sensory experience. The sensory experience is the first thing that the source sees by which the source gets the idea for the information of the message. At ang susunod, object of orientation at yung message interpretation. Okay. Example, pag nag-physical, siguro naranasan nyo na to sa junior high school, na kung saan nagkakaroon ng recitation, naglabas ng index card si teacher. Tapos, nung naglabas ng index card si teacher, nakita mo, oh my God, ano yan? Naglabas ng index card. Alam na this, magtatawagan na. Ayaw nyo sumagot, ha? Sige, maglalabas ako ng index card. So, naglabas ng index card si teacher. Anong object of orientation mo? Yung nag-aral, ang orientation niya, I'm ready, confident ako, whatever. Okay? So, yung hindi naman nag-aral, kabado, biglang nag-may I go out. Sir, pwede po bang lumabas? Masakit po tiyan ko. Nakakain po ako ng fishball na isaw-saw sa hugasan ng sandok. That is your object orientation. Gagawa na ako ng excuse para makatakas sa pinakitang index card, di ba? Next is the message interpretation or the coding. So how you're going to interpret the object. Okay, so kidding aside, si everybody is familiar with Bella Porch. No? Si Bella Porch ay isang TikToker, isa number one TikToker yata siya sa buong mundo. And ang kanyang channel is the TikTok, okay? And then nag-post siya ng kanyang video na merong sun rays, 'di ba? And everything. Alam naman niya na ang kanyang audience ay buong mundo. Kasama na doon ang mga Korean. Without being without considering yung yung receiver niya, who are the Koreans. 'Di ba? Pinakita niya yung kanyang tattoo at nung nakita yun yung tattoo ng mga Korean, yung sensory experience nila, nagkaroon ng galit, no? So ininterpret nila yung object ngayon na as parang pambabastos sa kanilang kultura, yung history, yung kanilang ayaw nga nila sa mga Japanese. So parang pinaalala kung paano sila pinahirapan ng mga Korean, and that is very sensitive. That's why on social media you should be very considerate. You should be knowledgeable of the culture and everything. Next, we have the Berlos SMC or model. Okay, so we have here the model that focus on the encoding and decoding. Okay, number one, when you encode the model, when you encode message, you must consider your communication skills. Effective communicator has a good communication skills. Having the proper the skills that include the way you speak, the way you present, how you creatively present, considering what kind of audience you're going to have. Okay. Next, we have your ability to read. Okay, before you present your work. Okay, try to research first and then listen. Okay, listen to other information and everything. Okay. Next is the attitude. The attitude is the sender and the receiver creates the effect of the message. The attitude not only of the sender but all the attitude of the receiver. Okay, towards that particular topic. Okay. So, for example, your attitude toward the topic is very parang nagbibiro ka lang naman, pero yung isa naman ay nalulungkot about that topic, then nagkakaroon ng conflict. Next is the knowledge. Like what I said, dapat you should be familiar with the subject of the message, no? If your subject of the message is the tattoo, and then not knowingly na makita ito ng mga Korean, no? Kaya naman, inadmit ni Bella Porch naman yung kanyang pagkakamali. That's why nag-sorry siya. So that is, next we have, social system. You should be aware of the social system, like the values, beliefs, laws, rules, religious, and many other factors that affect the sender's way of communicating the message because it creates difference in the generation of message. The social system is aalamin mo kung anong ugali muna ng mga Pilipino. Okay? You should be ng iyong audience, I mean not particular in Filipino. Okay, merong isang bansa, for example, very fond of gustong-gusto ng bansa na ito, hindi ko babanggitin kung anong bansa, na pinupuri ang bansa nila. Kaya karamihan sa mga YouTube YouTube content puro papuri doon sa bansa nila kasi yung bansa na ito ay napakaraming YouTube users, di ba? Kaya kung gusto niya na marami silang mga audience, marami silang subscribers and everything, lagi nilang pinupuri yung bansang ito. Hindi ko na babanggitin kung anong bansa yan. Siguro alam niyo na. Okay? Next is the culture. Cultural difference makes message different. A person from one culture might find something offensive, which is very much accepted in another culture. Okay? So, understanding, dati parang may laro, iba ba yon yung sa Pilipinas? Tapos, may yung isang bansa na sumayaw, no? Ang sabi ng Pilipino, bakit nila ini-intimidate ang mga Pilipino? Yung pala, without having the knowledge of that, in-interpret nila ng Pilipino na i-intimidate yung mga Pilipinong players. Pero ang ibig sabihin pala ng sayaw sa kanilang bansa ay warrior dance. Okay? It is an honorific gesture. It is an honorific, no? Na kung saan uh, ino-honor nila yung kanilang opponent, not to intimidate them. Next, we have the message. For the message, you should be aware of its content. What kind of words? What words you are going to use? Okay, be aware of pag lower intelligence, avoid highfalutin words and everything, no? Make sure that the words that you use are understandable, because that is your that is your objective, I mean, to be understood. Next are the elements. Elements are the nonverbal things that tag along with the content, like gesture, signs, language, and etc. Treatment is the way which the message is conveyed to the receiver. Treatment also affects the feedback of the receiver. Structure. The structure of the message, or the way it has been structured or arranged, affects the effectiveness of the message. When you structure your message, you must begin with a simple message to the deeper, hindi yung malalim agad. Dapat magsimula ka sa maliit na bagay muna when you introduce your message. Next is the code, the form in the message that is sent. It might be in the form of language, text, and video. Okay? Next is the channel, is the medium used or to send the message. In mass communication, the other forms of communication technical machines might be used as a channel like telephone, internet, etc. Next is the receiver, the person who gets the message. So there are 10 levels of intimacy in today's communication. So, ito na yung last, no? So let's start with that talking. Ito yung pinakamataas o with the highest level of intimacy in today's communication, especially ngayong quarantine, no? Ngayong quarantine, ang nakakausap mo lang yung family mo madalas. That's physically. That's why it is high level of intimacy communication. You see the facial expression, you can feel the sincerity through talking. Next, we have the video chat. Though you see the person, the gesture, and everything, but there is distance. Next is over the phone. You can only feel the sincerity through the tone of the voice. Next is via letter. Letter by which how the letter is written. Next is the IM or the instant messaging. Next we have the text message. Next is the email. Next we have Facebook message. And we have the Facebook status. And the last is Twitter. Kaya siya yung pinaka-least intimate because it has fewer message. Yung parang 120 characters lang siya. Okay. So let's move now to the other parts of your module. Let's dig in. I want you to list down verbal and nonverbal ways of communication. Next, let's remember, you're going to write there the type of media. I want you to write at least what type of media do you use? What are the media that you use? Kind of media or pop culture product. For example, you watch type of media, blogs, okay? Blogs of Jamil. The kind of media is pranking. Pinaprank niya lagi yung girlfriend niya and everything. Siguro nag-watch ka nito kung tatlong video niya, so 1 hour a day. Okay, what is the purpose? To get entertained. What do you think of your media usage? Okay, for example, waste of time. Charot. Charot lang. Hindi lang waste of time. Na-enjoy ko rin siya. I love Jamil. Okay, next we have let's apply. Okay, so you're on the left side, you have the component, we have the guide question, and then write your answer based on the guide questions. Okay, so that ends our lessons in the module. Okay, so as your homework, I'm going to send on our GC the link where you are going to submit your module. Take a photo of your module and then submit them online. I'm going to post the link where you are going to submit your module. Next, on the next meeting, I would like you to write an essay. Can you hear me? Umalis na ba kayo?
Yes, sir. Can
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So,
Can hear
yeah.
you, sir.
Kala ko wala na kayo. Baka wala na akong kausap. Anyway, okay, I want you to write
Hindi
an
pa po.
essay. Yeah. I want you to write an essay with the title. Uh, I want you. I want you to write your own essay and write your own title. Okay. So the question is: media affect you, or you affect the media? You choose only one side only. It's either media affect you or you affect the media. Prove your point. Okay? So that ends our meeting for today. Thank you very much for attending my class. Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry po, thank you po.
Bye, sir.